Hello, this is Coach Dylan Keene of Modern Boxing. Here in a quick tutorial, totally all in one take, on how to wrap your hands. So of course, there's already 1,000 different tutorials you can find on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, regarding wrapping hands. And for the most part, these are all going to be correct. But I wanted to be able to show you guys what works for me and what's real easy, what's going to prevent you from getting injured, all that. There are methods that use gauze, or they loop extra padding together first and then layer on top of that. But the wraps I'm going to use today are simple Velcro wraps, just like this. So the main thing you got to look for when picking out wraps are that they are long enough. So the ones I have today, the ones that they sell at the gym as well, those are all going to be 180-inch wraps. You'll pretty commonly see 120-inch wraps. Do not get 120-inch wraps because you will struggle to get all the loops you need in the end. But really, as long as you're using 180-inch wraps, you'll have a good time following this guide. So these ones that I have today are the ringside Mexican style wraps. I've used these for years. They've never let me down. You could get these for probably like $25 on Amazon in a 3-pack, and just rotate between those. And you'll be pretty much set there. Alternatively, if you do go to MBSP, you could buy the MBSP brand wraps, and they're functionally the same thing, except the MBSP wraps are a little bit softer, which might be a bit more comfortable for most of us. So with all the pretenses out of the way, let's start wrapping. First step is simply unrolling your wraps. So take off the Velcro, just let it fly out. Run all the way through until you get to the other end right here with the thumb loop. So once we're here, you're going to attach to your hand like this. And the most important thing to consider when wrapping, regardless of what method you end up using, just make sure you never go kind of through the bottom part of the hand like this. Usually if we wrap up here and then go across, you'll kind of see it gets a little bunched up right here. We don't really want that, because as we wrap more and more, it's going to make it hard to make a fist, and that could potentially lead to injury. So yeah, with that in mind, the first step that we're going to do after the thumb loop is we're going to go across the back of the hand right here, wrap around our knuckles. This will be 1 loops, finishing above the thumb right here. We'll go 2, 3. Next, we're going to go again over the back of the hand, like so, kind of crossing from above the thumb, across the back of the hand to this bony part of the wrist right here. We'll come there, and then we're going to go 1 loop, 2 loops, 3 loops, this time finishing under the thumb right here. Then from there, we want to loop up right here around our thumb. Make sure that's nice and tight, because this could become undone very easily if we ever leave it loose. So go nice and tight with that. We'll loop around 2 times. So that's 1. Around again. That's 2. Now from here, positioned under the thumb, we're going to cross back over the back of our hand, down to the other side of the wrist. And we're going to give ourselves 1 more complete loop right there. So that's essentially the base done. We've got a little bit of wrapping on our knuckles. We have our thumb wrapped, and we have our wrists pretty secure. So now we have to go in between each finger. So starting again under the thumb right here, this is my right hand. I'm going to go up across the back of my hand, like so. I'm going to go from the outside of the hand, here, 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 here. Well, here, to the inside. So we're starting between the pinky and the ring finger right here. We're gonna go across like this. We're gonna go under the knuckles towards the thumb. That's gonna be 1, and then we're gonna loop around that 3 times. Well, we can do 1 to 3 times. Basically, this will adjust based on the tension of your wrapping. You don't wanna wrap too, like, so tight that you're cutting off circulation or anything of that nature, but you do want enough so that's not loose and coming undone. The more you practice that, the more you'll find what that tension is for you. So that side, we go, I'd recommend about 2 for these just to be safe, just so that you know you'll have enough for every step, every finger. So come here, finish above the thumb right here, under the knuckles, like so. Then we cross over the back of the hand, like so. Not under the hand, because then we would, like, if we do that the opposite side, we would go across our palm, which again we don't want. Just come here, we go across the back of the hand, and then we do essentially a half loop. So in order to save wrap space, what we're gonna do instead is go here, back of the hand. We're kind of gonna make this X shape by looping under right here. So we're gonna come right under the thumb right here. And then we're gonna go, once again, across the back of our hand. So you might be able to see, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see it comes here from the outside of the hand, loops around under my wrist. Comes around here, and then it comes back up. And that's gonna lead us into our next finger. So for this one, we don't do a full loop like this. We're just doing half of that, essentially. So going 1, like that. Now we're gonna go in between the middle of our hand, between our ring finger and our middle finger. But we are going to go again twice. So that's 1, 2, and then from there, same deal. We go across the back of the hand, we go under the wrist, we make that little half loop, that X shape, and then we go in between our last finger. So that's gonna be our middle finger and our pointer finger. This one, we do wanna do a little tighter because we are still going towards the inside of the hand as we loop. So you notice that's a very small loop, right? If we're loose, that'll come undone, come off really easily. So we go tight, then we loop around. That'll be 1, 2, and we could stretch it to 3 this time because we've saved ourselves some space. So we come there, and then we cross over the back of the hand, and whatever we have left right here, shouldn't be a lot. We just go and loop around until the Velcro secures. Sometimes you'll notice when you wrap your hands, maybe you it comes up on the wrong side. So let's say, theoretically, the Velcro ends up on the bottom right here. All you have to do for that is just give it a little twist at some point. So if I were to twist over like that, that's not gonna affect the wrapping at all. It's just gonna make sure that in the end, Velcro gets on the right side. So yeah, that is the right hand done. I'll run through it one more time with the left hand as I give some closing thoughts. So again, same process. Roll it down all the way. Get our thumb loop right here. Go up across the back of the hand to the wrist. Loop around 3 times. That's 1, 2. Oh my God, I messed it up. That is 1, 2, 3 right here. Then you go across the back of the hand. 1, 2, 3 around the wrist. 1, 2, 3. Then we go for the thumb, nice and tight. Make sure it's right. 1. And then 2. across back of under the thumb, across the wrist right here. We're gonna go one full loop around there. And then now we are going, I'm trying to orient myself here. Okay, and then we go from there to the fingers. So that's gonna be starting outside the hand, work your way in. Leave that 2 loops each time. So we go 1, 2, and then half loop across the back of the hand right here. So we're not looping all the way over, only halfway, just enough to kind of hook the wrists right here. And then we go straight from there across the back of the hand in between the next finger. Now, if it ever gets kind of a twisty like this, it does help you to kind of just run through, straighten out into a square like this, okay? So we'll do that. We'll go twice around once again. That's 1, 2. Now we go back, hook the wrist with that X shape into our last finger. Nice and tight so this doesn't come undone. We go 1. Let me fill this out. 2, 3. So right here, and then the rest is just gonna go around our wrist once again. So yeah, all in one take. Hope it made sense. In the end, it should kind of look like this. It should be tight, but not too, not to the point it's cutting off circulation. You give it a little hand test, punch your own hands like this, punch a bag or something real quick, nice and light. As long as that feels comfortable, you don't feel like you're restricting your knuckles or anything, you'd have got it right. So I'm gonna put a link to some wraps you could buy. These ones in particular, there will be an Amazon link in the description. I'll put a copy of the script that I totally needed for this video in the description as well. So rather than watching it through each time, you can just follow the step-by-step process. I'd say it takes about a day of just kind of taking him on, taking him off, taking him off, putting him on, taking him off, until it kind of becomes habit. And then you'll be able to do it in like 6 minutes, easy. Goes a lot faster when you don't gotta explain each step. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you.